Audio Jungle. 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 Audio Jungle.
Hello, everyone. It is Friday the 13th. Welcome to the Wildcat Den. Tonight, we're going to go over top 25. Or top 10. We're going to just do the top 10. Go recap the Tennessee game, go over the Florida game, maybe hit whatever random stuff comes to us. And first, before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Overbay Enterprises. They do house seats, driveways, ditch and drain lines, retaining walls, grade work, extensive road work, land clearing, development, carport and garage pre-pour, gravel, tree and stump removal, field dirt, stream crossings, culverts, heavy equipment transport, Southwest Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, and Eastern Tennessee. How you doing tonight, Zach?
Buddy, doing good. How we doing?
Doing good. We're seeing some patches of grass. We're getting up in the 40s.
Hey, we hit the 60s down here. I think it was Wednesday. Man, it was nice.
We're supposed to get 50 or 60 one day next week, but
It's still getting real cold at night down in the higher teens, lower 20s, and then during the day we're hitting about 45, 50 somewhere through there.
well, before we recap this Tennessee game, before we go over the top 10, you realize we only have 4 SEC schools in the top 25. Do you know who they are?
I know for sure Arkansas, Florida, us, and is it Vanderbilt?
Yep, that's the 4. Florida's 4.
I didn't think Vandy had fell out yet, but they was close.
I don't even remember who beat them, but they lost.
Oklahoma broke a 9-game losing streak and beat them.
That's right. I do remember that.
Vandy, I think it was like 92-91.
Because I was putting them on my list. Oh, yeah, they beat Oklahoma. And I kept noticing everybody's beating Oklahoma. Then they beat Vandy. But Florida's 14th, Vandy's 19th, Arkansas's 21st, and we're 25th. At least we cracked in there.
First time since, I think they said December the 6th.
I seen something said ESPN's power rankings has Florida in their top 10.
I seen that, and I think we was going by that right there. I think we was 16th or 17th in it. from what I
Yeah,
read.
that power rankings. These top tens, I'm just gonna name them, and you give me your thoughts on 'em. Well, before we go over that, there was 3 shake-up games starting last Friday. Do you know who them are? Oh, Zach's like an encyclopedia.
Oh,
He knows all this stuff.
I know
Test him a little bit.
they was multiple upsets this week. I
There's
know
3
on
big ones.
on Friday or Saturday night, right before the Kentucky and Tennessee game, North Carolina buried a buzzer beater and beat number 4 Duke.
Yep, 71-68.
And Monday night, Kansas defeated number 1 Arizona, who was undefeated.
Yeah,
And
82-78.
then the third one, oh man, let's
It was
see.
on Friday. I'll tell you that much.
I ain't for sure on Friday. I don't watch many Friday ball games.
Well, we was on here when it was playing. It was St. John's beat UConn.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
81-72. That was the second time they beat them this year.
I forgot about the Big East playing on Friday nights. That's probably why I don't never remember because it ain't a big conference.
And I'm waiting on Patino's son to get. He's a Xavier now, isn't he?
Yeah, Patino beat him for his 900th win, then turned around and beat him, I think, this past Sunday.
Xavier and Dayton, they used to have they get in a tournament, you didn't want to play them.
Well, just a couple of years back, I think it was the COVID year, Dayton had the player of the year and Obi Toppin.
Hopefully they come back.
If you remember that COVID year, I think Dayton was riding like a 28-game win streak before they shut the tournament down.
Yeah,
they was projected number 1 seed and could possibly won it.
Yeah, that's horrible. They shut all the sports down.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I really think that was Calipari's. I think that was a chance for us to win the national championship that year. I really do. We were hitting right at the right time.
Yeah, during that COVID year when all the fans and stuff quit coming and half the players wasn't playing, I kind of quit watching sports a little bit during that because I couldn't get interested in it.
I know that year we had that's when the COVID, the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, that's when it first started coming out, and that's the year we had Hagens, we had Quickly, who split the SEC Player of the Year with Nick Richards that year. And I think we ended up being like 25-6. We number 1 seed in the SEC tournament, and they shut it down.
I got a good friend. He said he just started watching hockey. I guess they got women's hockey and everything.
I reckon Kentucky's got a college hockey team.
He said a lot of colleges are getting hockey teams. I guess it must be getting popular now. We might have to start covering some hockey.
That's like they up there in Lexington. Yeah, up there in Lexington, they just built a professional soccer stadium up there. My daughter plays, and at the end of her 6th grade season, they took the Everett's team up there.
Huh. The little BBM fans, what's good, guys?
What's going on, bud?
Just on here talking a little sports. That's all. Getting ready to get into some Kentucky here in a little bit. Well, let's run through this top 10. I'll name the name. You say if you got any thoughts on the team.
All right.
Michigan State, they remain the same, ranked number 10.
We seen them earlier in the year. Izzo's a good coach too. I don't really have nothing bad to say about Tom Izzo. I really like him.
I like it. I can't remember what the player was, but he was recruiting a player, and he said he pulled up in his Toyota Corolla, and he got the guy because Cal showed up in his helicopter, landed on the high school football field, and he said Cal was intimidated him a little too much. He felt more comfortable with Izzo.
Hey, I tell you what, there's one thing I do like about him. He's got that one guard. I think his name's Jeremiah Fears or something. He got technical foul the other night, and Izzo told the media after the game, he said, I don't think I'll start him next game. We don't play like that up here.
He teaches his players are tough though. They're tough. I mean, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't. You see a lot of discipline on that team. No matter
Yeah,
we go what every 3 years and play them in that Champions Classic, and they all look identically the same every time we play them.
he's good.
Yeah.
Number 9, up 2 spots. We got Kansas.
But at the beginning of the season, they was about like us. They were dropping ball games, and I think they fell out of the top 25. But man, they had a monster win Monday night.
Yeah,
A monster win.
yeah. That was one I didn't have on my list, wasn't it? So it was 4 games. Arizona lost to Kansas.
Yep.
So, and Arizona's looking really good. Bill Self's got him one in Calipari contracts too. Did you know that?
Yeah. I've only heard of 3 in my almost 34 years being alive. We had one with Cal. Kansas has one myself, and Tennessee got Barnes. That's the only 3 I've ever heard of. Oh, he said he started. Hey, I'm telling you, Izzo was hot that post game, son. He let him have it.
I like Michigan State.
They thumped us good, but they didn't back down from us.
Number 8, down 3 spots. And I don't know why they're down, but Illinois.
Oh, they got I cannot remember who upset. Wisconsin got them the other night and upset them.
That's right, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and they beat them at Illinois. So
that's another team. I didn't have a very good list, did I?
it started coming back to me after I got thinking about it.
Watching from Saudi Arabia, man.
Oh wow!
Made it all the way over there.
Hey,
be safe over there, man. Be safe.
Hey, we going nationwide. I like this.
Yeah, worldwide.
Yeah.
Number 7, we got Nebraska up 2 spots.
Yeah,
they've been killing it.
What's their record now?
Nebraska, 21-3.
I think if I ain't mistaken, they was either 19-0 or 20-0, and they dropped a couple. I know Michigan State beat them. Michigan beat them.
They lost. Sorry,
I can't remember who the other one was that got them.
They lost 3 of their last 4. They lost to Michigan, Illinois, and they just lost to Purdue.
Oh, they might have beat Michigan State then. I think.
Yes, they beat them by 2 points.
See, Michigan State's coming off an upset last week too. They got beat by a very bad, and when I say that, I mean that with everything inside me, a very bad Minnesota team. That might have been the week before last. I know they got upset. I watched them rush to court.
He said, "No, we be safe. We get talking trash. We better be careful, huh?" Well, number 6, down 3 spots. We got UConn and the big Dan Hurleys.
Hey, I still like Hurley. I'm just glad Kentucky didn't spend that money on him.
I would have took him, but I wouldn't want to spend the money on him. That's how I felt.
I mean, he won, back-to-back national championships. And I mean, he's a good coach, but I mean, he plays in a very weak Big East. And I say that, I mean, you got them and basically St. John's, and that's it.
My goodness, I ain't messing with the BBN guy. He don't lock his doors in Saudi Arabia. Hey, I'm glad he's on our team, on our side. Lord. But yeah, talking to the Big East, I miss that old Big East. I mean, not even Notre Dame was competitive.
Yeah, I remember.
They're going to have to fire that Strawberry.
They're going to have to get him out of South Bend, get him somewhere else. He's just not. He came from Penn State.
He was an assistant at Penn State.
That's what I thought. Speaking of that Big East, when I was a kid, You had I know a lot of them left Conference USA and come over, but you had West Virginia, you had St. John's, you had Seton Hall that was really good, Louisville. I mean, you
Oh,
had a lot in there.
Notre Dame. You had
Yeah, Notre Dame was always competitive.
that Georgetown. They used to be good back then. But anyways, Marks had said that they all want to be football schools, and that's what killed them.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, I got to look another day. They was North Dakota State. They're a perennial powerhouse. In FCS, they won like 10 out of the last 15 championships in football. They agreed to join the Mountain West in football, so they're coming Division One. I don't mean to switch gears, but we was talking about the little teams in the Big East, and so that made me think about North Dakota State.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
they're having to pay a lot of money. I reckon they're paying so much to leave the FCS, and they're paying so much to buy into Division One, and it's wild.
well, basketball you can have some Cinderellas, but like
Yeah.
football, it just ain't happening.
But what's crazy nowadays? You take like the Pac-12 conference and stuff. You've got so many playing football that's not playing basketball. Then you got some playing basketball that's not playing football.
Yeah,
And I mean, like it's this the state of college basketball is so weird. You take like the ACC for example. Look how many West Coast teams, Big Ten West Coast teams. We're the only ones that's really ever stayed true. I mean, just adding Missouri, Texas A&M back in 2014, then adding uh, Texas and Oklahoma last year. We're staying true to our roots. We're not trying to branch on one side of the United States for the other. You know what I mean?
at least staying somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that state of Texas ain't really southeast like what we're used to, but same time they're keeping it a little southern.
yeah. Well, that brings us to number 5, Iowa State, up 2 spots.
And they just got beat this week too.
Yeah, who beat them?
TCU.
TCU.
I think they beat them. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday night. That's another one of them court stormings that I seen.
At least they ain't trying to stop them. Every
No,
time Duke's court gets scored, they try kicking him in the head. They cry.
yeah, when you get to Duke, I'll bring up a very good point on that.
That was the reason they started breaking out that yellow tape. Oh, for their safety.
Oh,
They've been storming courts for years.
Yep.
Here we are. Duke stayed
All
in
right.
the same spot, number 4.
Yeah. So yeah, I get they lost to North Carolina, and I mean a 12 over a 4 is still a little bit of an upset, but at the same time they reset that clock to .4 seconds. They throw it in. North Carolina tips it. Ball game's over. I get that. But John Shire took the podium after that game, and he said during the court storming the first time before they had to clean it up, he had an assistant coach punched in the face. Somebody was spit on,
Yeah.
and we can't sit here and say, oh well, it happened, it didn't happen. But obviously, I was waiting on something like that to happen. This something just to throw away out there in left field.
They got enough security. They can, I mean.
And a big game like that right there, if somebody does that, the first thing they're getting done, they're getting tackled. They're getting tackled to the court. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and the way they cleared it up that fast and everything and then reset the clock, I don't see nobody getting punched in the face during that. I really don't.
I think the fans, once they started going over the announcer, they just went back on their own. I don't think they had to really do nothing.
No, they cleared it up too fast. Within 2 or 3 minutes, they had the clock reset and the game back on. So, I mean, if something that dramatic happened, I don't see them getting it situated that quick. I just don't see it.
Well, and yes, BBN, Iowa State does play Kansas next. That'd be a tough
I,
game.
Kansas done smoked them once, beat them by about 25.
Old Bill Self, he's a good coach, and Kansas, they'll pay, they'll get the players, they'll get whoever they think can make them win. Remember, they got that big dude. What was his name from Michigan? We thought we was gonna get him, and I'm glad we didn't because he wound up being a dirty player.
Dickerson.
He wound up being kind of dirty.
Dickinson, whatever it was.
Yeah. We wouldn't guarantee him no money's way. We wouldn't guarantee how much he'd get. That's why he didn't come to us. Kansas did.
That was the first year the whole NIL junk and stuff took over.
Well, number 3, we got Houston up 5 spots.
Houston's coming off a big win against Texas Tech.
Michigan stays the same at number 2. They're looking tough. They down 10 at halftime
they was down double digits and come back and won. Now I was looking at a thing earlier. It was talking about fastest coach to 50 wins, and it had like Tom Izzo said it took him like 82 games. Took Dan Hurley, I think it was 85. Took Dusty May 61 games to win 50 at Michigan. He is 50 and 11 right now.
He's got them rolling. I know that.
That big boy from UAB, I can't pronounce his last name. I just know it ends with Berg. Yexenberg or Yexelberg or something. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, man, he is probably about a 7-footer playing, or he's a 7-footer that plays like a point guard, man. He can run the court, ball handle. I wish Kentucky would have got him. I really do. He came over from UAB.
Well, staying at number 1, we got Arizona.
I'd say that by the end of, if they win this weekend, they'll flip them in Michigan. Michigan will probably be you 1 and Arizona be you 2 come Monday on the polls.
I don't know who their opponents are, but I guess Michigan losing to Wisconsin's worse than Arizona losing to Kansas.
Yeah, 100%.
But Michigan's loss was a lot earlier in the year too, but I'd say they're pretty equal.
There's one more team we need to talk about.
That's it.
I'm gonna bring up the only undefeated team left in college basketball. You know who they are? Miami, Ohio Redhawks. They're ranked for the first. You know who their most famous player ever was? Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, they are 24-0, maybe 25-0. I think they won last night, and they're scoring 100 points every game. But their defense is giving up anywhere from 95 to 100 points a game. So they're grinding out wins by 1 and 2 and 3 points every night.
When I lived in Cincinnati area, I had some friends that's from that area, and we go hang out on that campus sometimes. Around that campus. There's a lot of rich, famous people sends their kids there to school.
I've seen them play one time this year, and they was playing Buffalo, and it's a real late night game. And they hit a 3 with like a second to go to send it to overtime. Hit another 3 to send it to a second overtime. Then won it by 3 in the second overtime. It's a wild game.
The big Miami, Ohio.
It's like 105 to 102 was final score. But yeah, they're the only unbeaten team left in college basketball this year. And I was looking at something today. It was like the tournament projections, like for your seeding and everything. And they had them as a possible 11 seed, but also could not make the tournament. I was like, man, that's a little harsh on them, but that's what they had them listed as, 11 seed or out.
What's up, Brandon?
That's good, Brandon.
Well, let's get into How did you feel about the Tennessee game? Do you feel like we kind of got outplayed a little bit? We just made the plays when they counted, won, or
I tell you what, I've said this all year long. Kentucky is the best second half team in America. We are probably one of the worst first half teams in America.
we
So
was
I mean,
down 17 the first game at halftime. This time it was still about double digits, wasn't it?
we was down 11 at halftime.
And I think we made a little bit of a run to get it to that.
Yeah. I tell you what though, and here's the thing, and we talked about it earlier in the year. We was talking about how, Chandler wasn't being the Chandler that we knew he could be. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. He has really come along in the last,
Yeah.
we'll say 4 or 5 games. His shooting has improved so much, and you don't win that game without that offensive rebound and that 3-pointer there with about 30 seconds to go. You don't win that game.
He's got a nice three. His 3-point shot's pure.
He does not touch the rim.
Yeah.
Any shot he takes from outside the arc does not. I mean, it's a straight swish. And he had 9 points. He hit 3 threes, and all 3 of them, I would say, was a good 3, 4, 5 foot behind the line. They wasn't none of them close up.
Well, they say it's hard to beat a team twice. We beat them twice, and as we just said, we was down at halftime both times.
I tell you what, though, I just think that, and this is, this might be everybody's opinion. This is mine. Is you take the star player from every team. Like when we played Tennessee Saturday, it was Nate Ament. He come out and him and Gillespie just destroyed us. I think they either had 33 or 36 points that first half. We had 31. And then the second half, I think Gillespie ended up having 6 that second half. And I think Ament had, I want to say, he might have had 7. Yeah, we gave up. We allowed him to have 28 points, but I think the second half we was just the aggressor. I think we took it to them. They took it to us the first half. We took it on the chin. Then we come out the second half and we threw the punch.
And their 3-point, they got cold on their 3 points.
Yeah,
maybe their defense. I don't know.
I don't think they hit a 3 the second half on us. I think they was 0 of 6.
Well, here shooting, we was 50%. They was 37%.
Oh wow.
3 points, 3-pointers. They was 8. They had 8. They made 8. We made 5. Free throws. They shot 68%, made 17. We shot 59%, made 13.
I know we missed a lot.
We had 18 less rebounds. They had 45. We had 27. Assists. It's very close. They had 17. We had 16. Steals. We both had 8. Blocks. They had 3. We had 4. Turnovers. They had 11. We had 9. That's only 2 more turnovers.
Yeah.
And personal fouls. They had 20. We had 21.
I mean, you're just about equal everywhere across the board.
Except for that shooting percentage.
Yeah. But a lot, and especially in the second half, a lot of our baskets came from inside the arc. I don't think we hit we might have hit 2 threes that second half. That last one came, with Chandler hitting him with 30 seconds to go. But I think Aberdeen hit 1 in the second half too.
Well, see, and last year, Pope was saying we're going to launch them. And we was launching. So I guess we just don't got that team this year.
And, I think me and you actually talked about that last week. We was talking about how compared to last year, we're a total different team. This year, we're physical. Last year, we was a run and gun team. We're going to run down and shoot 33s a game. No matter if we hit 5 of them, we're shooting them. And this year, it's kind of this whole team is just built different than what we had last year. Last year, obviously, we had a point guard and a backup point guard. This year, we had neither.
I feel like we're getting it together, figuring things out.
And that's another thing. Aberdeen, I think he has accepted the role that he's got, and him and Chandler and Oway can all 3 split that time at point guard, and it's wearing everybody down because you got 3 ball handlers out there that can carry that responsibility now.
That's what, yeah.
And it's took us this long to find it, and I'm glad we found it though.
I
I really
think
am.
it took Lowe to get hurt for us to find it. I mean, I hate to say that, but
I
sometimes
do.
because we've been playing better ever since he got hurt. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but we just had to find something that different, I guess.
And that worries me next year too. I wonder,
He's
if we
gonna try.
possibly get him back, or is he going to transfer out? Wonder.
I think he'll do like Creasa.
I do too. That's the thing. I was
I
watching him
like
play the other.
Creasa too.
And he wasn't. I mean, he was built for this. For the style we played last year. But watching him play at Cincinnati right now is a totally different Creasa than we seen last year in the 8 or 9 games. But yeah, I just don't. I hope he comes back. I really do. I'd like to see him next year come back off the injury. But I think I'm about like you though. I don't think he comes back.
Well,
I really do.
I didn't read too much into it, but I'm seeing I keep seeing over and over that JQ's stock NBA stocks taking a hit.
Yeah. After that St. John's game, I've seen him going as high as like number 10 in the draft. And now I've seen him projected where he's not even in the first round. So I mean that could be another,
You
and
think maybe he might suck it up and all of a sudden get okay and come back for the tournament, try to up his stock?
well, and here's the thing I don't understand. They was saying a couple weeks ago that he was shut down automatically, due to the
Yeah.
swelling. Then yesterday I seen a thing, I can't remember, it might have come from KSR. They was talking about the swelling had went down. They was minimal swelling, but don't expect to see him anytime soon. So I mean it's that one's a hit. You scratch your head on, so it don't make sense.
Well, they start talking about draft stock. Hey, that swelling's gonna go down. He's gonna take some ibuprofen to get back in
I,
there. You know,
I
either
get
that or
that.
come back to college another year.
I get that was a bad injury and everything, and he had a Rusty.
Hey,
Oh, it's just you and him?
That was a bad injury that he had, and but at the same time, it's hard to come back from a torn ACL, and he come back very quickly too. It just happened in February, and by December he was back on the court. But at the same time, you got the good and you got the bad. He
you
won
think
us the
they
same.
rushed him
I
back?
I do to a point, but we've talked before. You don't win that. You don't win that St. John's game without him.
He looks like a monster out there. I mean, he's just a freshman.
I tell you, it's just that's one of them cases. You hope for the best, but you expect the worst. You
Well,
too. Say hi.
Hello.
hey, how you doing?
I can't hear him because your hair.
Alabama lost their G Leaguer.
That's a joke.
Well, it's a good thing they done it because, well, I don't know. What's the difference than that dude than the one Baylor got?
Ever since you've now that you mentioned that, I find that pretty funny because when all this was going on with Bediako from Alabama, I forgot all about the Baylor guy.
Yeah, Baylor's got that dude.
I forgot all about him. I really did. I think the NCAA forgot about him too, because I ain't heard a word about him since Bediako come back.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I watched a little bit of that Florida and Alabama game last Sunday, and son, them Florida fans let him have it. They chanted G League dropout every time he got to the free throw line.
That's enough for you. They're really.
They talking about making them. Well, I don't think they're gonna make them forfeit them games though. Well, you been hearing anything about our football team?
I seen when we got a big recruit out of Louisville today from Jeffersontown High School. He's like top 5 in the state.
I think Notre Dame wants our tight end that we got coming in.
I'm gonna tell you, right now you got one of the best tight ends in America coming from Danville up at Boyle County High School, and man, he's getting recruited heavy by multiple Division I teams. I know
They're
right
going to have
now.
to pay him because Notre Dame will pay.
Well, Notre Dame got that one from us a couple of years ago from Cub Cath up there. Michael Meyer, I think that was his name.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, that was a swing and miss by Stoops, which I don't think he was ever going to be Kentucky bound anyways. But yeah, Notre
Meyer,
Dame got him.
I like seeing him went to the Bengals.
Yeah, he's a big old tight end too, and this one that everybody's trying to get out of Boyle County at Seneca Driver. Buddy, I've been watching him on the basketball court. Man, he's throwing dunks down like crazy right now. I'd like to see him wind up in shotgun out there about the 5-yard line, catching a pass from somebody on the Kentucky roster. But it's gonna be close. And he flat out told him the other day, he said, "I'm nowhere near committing to anybody." So that kind of worries me too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to show your hand that early. I guess you can help it.
Yeah, but they had the big dog Morrow down there, and then right after he come in, Will Stein and what I said his name there last week, our new tight ends coach, Justin Burke, used to be the OC at Texas San Antonio. They was down there watching him. They was on one side of the gym, and Louisville was on the other side.
Got a big old cramp. Well, you think Florida's going to play that big 7'9" dude?
Me and the guy at work there, they was talking about him. And, I hate to say it about anybody, but that literally might be the most unathletic human being I've ever watched on a basketball court.
I ain't got to see him yet.
They don't play him. He only averages like a minute a game.
Huh. You think he'd be able to do something?
Now, he did, as of a couple weeks back, he was the tallest player in college basketball history to make a dunk. And it looked like he just literally stood on his tiptoes and reached up and dunked it. Don't look like he even jumped.
Man, that cramp got me. I might need me an athletic trainer come here and one of them rolling pins. Yeah, I'm excited about our football. But basketball now, there for a while, it was looking pretty doom and gloom. But now, I feel like we got some hope. I don't feel like we can win it all or nothing, but I feel like we can make Sweet 16 again.
I feel like we're more competitive in conference play than we've seen all year long. I know we had, and this is the thing too. I know us as fans, we're hard on our coach and our roster and what we expect each and every night. But Pope said when he took over, he wasn't going to shun away from a brutal schedule. And we've had a brutal non-conference schedule this year. And obviously we went 9-6, but I think we've hit our 9-5, 9-6, whatever it was. But I think we've hit our stride right when we need it the most. I really do. But I think the best is yet to come.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because which we do got now. We got this bottom half of this schedule. I don't know if you've seen it. It's rough. You still got Auburn. You still got Vandy one more time. You got Florida twice. You got Georgia Tuesday night. You got all your cupcake games are, they're over. Your bottom half of the league, you've done played them.
Then you got the SEC. You got tournament play.
And you take away that loss that we had against Missouri, you win that game, and right now we would be top of the league. We'd be the number one team in the SEC right now. You take away that 5-point loss to Missouri.
Well, we'd be number one if we beat Florida.
I tell you what, and this is, in all honesty, I would feel so much more comfortable if this game was in Lexington.
Well, we've been playing good on the road this year, though.
Well, that's true too. But I'll tell you this:
we ever heard them boo birds like that in Rupp?
No, and I think that kind of opened this team's eyes that we're still here, we're still supporting you, but we don't accept a letdown or a terrible game or something like that. Us as fans, we don't forget that.
This is Kentucky Wildcats. We don't play it. Win or go.
Exactly. But if you would have told me right now we would be sitting in conference with just 3 losses after that Missouri game, I would have said you're crazy. That's what I'm saying.
I was wondering was even going to make the NIT. NIL.
It wasn't looking very good at one time, when I figured we go to Alabama to open conference play and get beat and then turn around and then just, I hate to say it, crap a goose egg against Missouri. That was just pitiful. And you're up by 8 with, 3 or 4 minutes to go. And then what happens? You lose by 5. And then you start winning. I think we won 5 in a row. Then went down and got smacked by Vanderbilt. Then look here, we've won 3 in a row since. So won 8 out of 9. Who would have thought?
Well, it's good. It's good and all. We're, fighting for that number 1 spot Saturday for the, leading the SEC. But what do you think happened? What do you think happened to the competitive edge in the SEC? Sankey went out. Remember, he went out, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and he got a dude and that was his job to make the SEC basketball competitive. Then I think he fired that dude and hired somebody else, and that dude was actually making it work.
Yeah.
But this year, it's tanked.
That's what I was going to get at. Back last year, you had a full league of teams that, could just win on any given night, minus a couple, like LSU, South Carolina, something like that. But you had a record, what was it, 13, 14 teams last year make the tournament. And this year, I still say where they're projecting, at least 10. But I just don't see 10 good teams in this league.
I don't see 10. If they might get in, but they probably 5 of them were in the first round.
In all honesty, right now, I see Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, and it depends on what kind of night that you see Vanderbilt and what kind of night you see Auburn. You could have 7 teams make the Sweet 16 like last year, but then again, you got 4 or 5 teams that can make the tournament and bow out the first game, first weekend, including us. So,
I might go on the tent.
So I'm telling you, I'm like you though, buddy. Last year's probably the best conference I've seen in basketball in a long time. And then this year, it's still there, but it's not like last year.
Last year was probably the best I'd seen it, but the last few years, it'd been improving, but this year it's like everybody's rebuilding or something's just not right. The Big Ten's looking really good.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm like you though. It's wild. A few years back, they wasn't very good teams, us included. And then last year, it just blew my mind, all the talent across the board. And then this year, it's limited again.
Is everybody is that showing that all these teams are putting all their revenue share in football, not basketball?
Well, it could be. We've never really spent the money on football. We've always been a rich traditional basketball team. But at the same time, I think this Will Stein hire, and I think that right there is going to bring money to football. It has to. If anybody that it supports Kentucky in football that's not happy about football right now is crazy.
Well, the money's in football. Football's where the money's at. Here's your dad. After we beat Florida.
Oh, yeah. Be a half game ahead of them.
Yeah.
If we do.
Well, since he brought it up, you ready to go over to Florida?
Yeah, we can.
Well, Florida, what are they, 18-6?
Yep.
Their 6 losses. They lost to Arizona 87-93. That was pretty close. They lost to TCU 80-84. Duke 66-67. UConn 73-77. Missouri 74-76. And Auburn's their worst loss 67-76. 6 losses, total of 27 points.
I can really say that's every game's been by 9 or less. And that right there, that tells you something. But like I said earlier, I'd be a lot more confident if this game was in Lexington. But we play good road basketball. But man, at the same time, it's, and I want to point something else out to you. We've won we're 6-0. Dad said have some faith. I am having faith, Dad. I'm a realist though. But we've only lost to Todd Golden one time since he's been at Florida.
He's a good coach now.
He turned around, a San Francisco program, and then Florida when they hired him. I didn't know much about him until I got to looking into it, but he's not bad, and I mean he's a defending national champion, so hey, his name's up there for a reason.
Here's a couple more interesting things. They're quad 1 games. They're 7-5 quad 1s. Their quad 2s, they're 5-1. Their only quad 2 loss was to Auburn. So I mean, that being said, our biggest wins is the 2 wins against Tennessee and Arkansas. My opinion, just off the top of my head. I mean, I thought when we beat Purdue in the expedition game was big, but that's totally different back then.
The Arkansas game, I'll say this: if it hadn't been for the aggressive side of us, I don't see us winning that. We just come out and we just put it to Coach Cal. I loved every second of it. That's the most aggressive we've played. But sooner or later, we are going to have to figure out, and I hate to say this, figure out how to play a 40-minute game instead of a 20-minute game.
We're going to have to tournament time.
And going into tomorrow, I don't think this is a game where you're going to be able to be down by double digits at halftime and come back and win the second half, or be up double digits at halftime, then have to slug it out and pull out a win. I just don't see it. You're going to have a full game tomorrow. You're going to have to come out and, Florida likes to run, but they play a lot of screen ball too, and they step out and they pop a lot of threes. But
I don't know if it's our defense that caused it or what, but for whatever reason, Tennessee went cold in that second half.
And and I think we played straight man that game too. I don't think we ever went to a zone. If we did, I don't remember much of it. I mean, actually we did. My bad. About the last minute and a half of the first half, we played zone. And the thing about, and this is another thing. This is probably my best point I can make for tomorrow. You got one of the top rebounders in the country in Ruben Chinulu. That man is a magnet to a rebound. He doesn't score much, but he's one of the best rebounders. He puts you in the right mind of less of a shooter compared to Oscar Sheboy. and that's the best way I can describe him. If Garrison and Marino and Diabate, if they don't put a body on him, he'll have 30 rebounds tomorrow.
Yeah, speaking of Oscar, I liked Oscar, but he was a ball hog. He should have did a
Yeah,
little more rebounding and let somebody else shoot.
I think just in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen a man that led us in scoring, rebounding, steals, and was like second assist. He done it all for us, but
But he couldn't be our number one player
no.
and expect to win a championship. He was a good player, though. Well, since you brought up the rebounds, statistically, Florida is ranked first in the country in rebounds,
Yep.
and we're 72nd. Blocks, they're 16th, and we're 28th. Point differential, by the margin you win your games, they're 12th, and we're 52nd. I don't know. That's just some interesting little stats there. So I don't know what Zach's doing with his phone there.
I sent a message.
Huh?
I sent a message.
Oh. So what do you think about those little stats? Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Like I said, if
go
we
ahead.
don't, it's gonna be a physical game. I think Florida's more physical than Tennessee, and I think Florida's more physical than Arkansas. But it's gonna have to be one of them games where you're gonna have to play probably your best game of the season if you want to go down there and win. I don't think, like I said a minute ago, I don't think it's gonna be a 20-minute game for us. It's gonna be a 40-minute plus. You're gonna have to put together your best game of the season. And I keep saying, the Arkansas game. I think that was hands down probably that was our best game of the year. We led for probably, I would say we led probably 36, 38 minutes that game.
We needed that game. We would have lost. I think our fan base would have been a little bit jacked up if we'd lost that game.
I do too. Even with everything going on in our record of what we've done recently, you still go down there and you lose to Arkansas and Coach Cal, everybody's gonna be mad.
Yeah, and the Cal lovers would be everything on.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, I've seen a thing where the number 2 recruit in 2026 committed to Calipari and a few minutes ago. And the first thing I read on there was, can't wait to see the Kentucky fans on here.
But Arkansas had a big win the other night, though, didn't they? Somebody.
LSU, they beat them by about 30.
Oh, LSU's garbage. Well, here's Florida's starting lineup. You got number 21, Alex Condon, 6'11", 225. Number 10, Thomas Hugh, 6'9", 215. That's the cat you got to watch out for.
Hey, he's the one that can pick and pop on you.
That's number 10. You got to watch out for that dude, 6'9", 215. You got number 9, Ruben, I don't know. I'm going to say Chinchilla. 6'10", 265. He's a pretty big dude. He's going to be in there leaning on you. Then you got number 0, Boogie Flan, 6'3", 185. That's one of Cal's guys last year.
Yep.
Number 1, Xvanian Lee, 6'4", 180. And then they got about 6 or 8 coming up off the bench. And I don't think they're getting a ton of points off the bench, but they must have a pretty good little rotation going there.
Yeah, I seen where they was sharing something about Boogie Fland earlier, and it said, y'all remember this guy that had a picture of him in a Kentucky jersey, then an Arkansas jersey, and now a Florida jersey.
Yeah, big Boogie Fland. I don't think he's all that.
No, and the thing about him is you got to force him left. He's a dominant right-handed ball handler. You force him left, he commits a lot of turnovers. But you got to keep him away from his right hand. That's where he's most dominant at.
Wagner he kind of surprised me. I mean, when he's at Kentucky, Cal always force feeding him in the games, and we all know Shepard and was it Dillingham should have started over him anyways, but
Yeah.
but
He stayed loyal to him because of his daddy.
yeah. And well, Cal would stay loyal to any of them players. If he told them he'd start to get them to recruit them, he'd stay loyal to them. I think that's how he kept getting them. But well, I was getting at last season, Wagner was actually looking like he's getting a little bit better. But now, what I watched of him, what I've seen of him this year, he looks about like he was back in that Kentucky jersey.
They and I tell you what, it shocked me that he didn't. Cal didn't play him a lot against us, and he brought him off the bench. He was a 2-year starter, 1 year at Kentucky, and his first year at Arkansas.
Yeah,
and he didn't play much. And after we played him, he sat out the next game, said he was injured. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, last year I thought he was. I was like, felt like I was starting to eat some of my words I was talking about him at Kentucky, but
he single-handedly beat us last year at Rupp.
well, that's
he dominated us.
Yeah.
And he actually could shoot the ball last year too. He hit on how many threes from the corner on us.
Well, let's hear your prediction.
Well, all right. So, Arkansas game, I picked Arkansas by 30. I picked us to beat Tennessee. And this one here, I mean, it could go either way. But, man, it's a tough one, Rusty. I mean, I'm going to say Kentucky 77, 4-72.
Well, we're kind of flipped script. After some of them stats I looked at, I think we lose by 10.
Well, they're favored right now by 11.5.
I think we'll score 70-something. I think they'll be 80-something.
I think it could go either way. I could see us winning by 5 or them winning by 10.
Well, I hope we do win. What time's the game?
3 o'clock.
Good, I get off work at 1:30, so I'll give me time to get home and get cleaned up.
It'll be I think it's 3 o'clock on CBS.
You got anything else for them, Zach?
Buddy, I'm just glad us fans stayed loyal this year because I'm telling you, halfway through the year, buddy, I was doubting if we was going to get 20 wins. And I'm glad we've all hung around for the ride. I know it's been rough, but hey, like I said, I think we're hitting our stride at the right time. I think, I'm telling you, and like I said, we didn't shine away from the schedule. We stayed true to it, and I think it's paying off. I think this team's really buying in now, but we still got to play it good. When we get that first 40-minute game, I'm gonna say, there we go. We've got it figured out. I think we're getting there. I don't think we're fully there yet, but I think that we're coming around where we need to be.
Well, and I guess the big question too, Noah. I mean, it just don't make no sense to me. In the Arkansas game, he got plenty of playing time. He played good, and other than that game, any other game he played in, anytime he do something good, he'd go to the bench. I don't get it. I don't know. And all preseason, they talked about how he was the purest three-point shooter we had, and does he? I just don't get it.
The thing I don't understand about this whole ordeal is, is they praised him after the Arkansas game. They said, we don't win that game without him. He plays 20 minutes, career high 20 minutes, has 9 points, 7 rebounds. And then once he plays 5 minutes against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I love Trent's game. In high school, he was a legit scorer. I mean, you got him. You got Travis Perry, number 1, Trent, number 3, all-time in Kentucky high school scorer. And I think he's a little too much hesitant on his shot. He's got to look for that shot more. Has to. if you notice when he catches it, first thing he does, he'll pull.
I
Then he go-
noticed that. Yeah, I seen him do that, and he'd be wide open.
And he's got to look for that shot more. You know who cares if you miss it?
If he just got to let it fly, Pope's got to just let him know, hey, I ain't going to be mad at you. And don't bring him to the bench. Leave him in there. Let him miss a couple.
And the thing is, he don't make a lot of hey, Joseph. He don't make a lot of mistakes, but he's not given an opportunity to make enough mistakes.
His head's on a swivel. He's on him on defense.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the other night they switched him. You know, he was guarding Nate Ament, the best scorer on Tennessee. And held his own with him. I mean, he got, a foul or two, but at least he's getting in there and fighting.
I kind of like to rewatch that Arkansas game to see how he was guarding that, see what he was doing with that big guy that flung him at the end.
Always.
I think Nola was just on him to where he couldn't do nothing or something and had him all flustered.
Yeah. But hopefully we pull out a win tomorrow, but it could go either way.
It could go either way, but it ain't going to end our season if we do lose.
I mean, if you go down there and you're competitive and you lose by, we'll say 5-10 points. Now, if you go down there and you get run out of Gainesville by 30, yeah, there's a lot of people's going to be mad. But I think you go down there and be competitive. I don't think nobody's going to be mad that you went down there and lost.
Well, I mean, I'm saying 10, but, basketball, you get playing that foul game and all that toward the end. It could be anything,
Yeah.
But if that's all you got, I think we're going to end her.
That sounds good to me. We'll try her again next week.
Well, we'd like to, next week we'll have our full crew.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank Over Bay Enterprises again for their help.
Good man.
And it's Friday the 13th. Everybody be safe. Stay away from Crystal Lake. And we'll see you next Friday.
Yep.
Wow, wow.